Another thing that is a really, really good practice. And I did this because I deal with some really unrealistic fears or things, and realized that I was walking myself, and this is financial, walking myself into bad financial situations because I feared that bad financial situation. So I was literally doing the things that I didn't want to do out of the fact that that's what I was focusing on. And what I started to do on the advice of somebody else is a fear journaling. When I feel fear or overwhelm, stop and write down in a series. And I use little arrows. If this happens, what's the worst thing that could happen from that? Oh, this could happen. And then what's the worst thing that could happen for that? That could happen. And you look, when you write it all out, it might be 5 steps. It might be 2 steps. Like, oh, I lose my job. Then you turn it around and say, okay, you lose your job. Then what? Oh, I go look for another job. And then what are the outcomes that could happen from that? Well, I could get paid less, or actually I could get paid more. You can actually write this whole thing out and you look at it and you're like, wow, it's really stupid for me to be worrying about this right now. Like,
wow. Yeah, that's great, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And even like these things like where your fears actually end up with you dying. There's even something just about writing it out that creates this like, okay, I can't control that. Like, and then the fear is pretty much gone. It's pretty much like, that's kind of stupid, but there's power to writing things out, as you know.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything, what we're really gearing towards a lot of these things is getting our nervous system down regulated enough that we could stay calm. And then when you could be in just a second, if you, the more that you could practice this, the less reactive that you become, the more responsive that you are. And then you are doing things with intention and intention to thrive. Yep. The less you do that, the more your nervous system gets hijacked by a phone headline, by your email, and all this stuff. That's why me and you too are so big on not having the phone first thing in the morning, so that we could prime ourselves to be in this state. So then once we pick up the phone, it is not alarming to us. It's not going to take over and hijack our nervous system. And I know that me and you both have spoken about having a morning priming or ritual that we adhere to so that we could be our best self. So it's not only about doing this, there must be a practice of maintenance some way, shape, or form, so that we could continue to anchor ourselves into this existence, because it goes away if you don't have the practice.